Hi everyone, I'm Laura. I'm from Haute Living, and today we are cooking with Gavin Rossdale, who is the frontman of Bush, an iconic English band that first came to fame in 1994 with the release of its six-time platinum debut album, 16 Stone. Over the past 25 years, the band has sold close to 20 million records in the US and Canada, with 18 consecutive top 40 hit singles, 6 of which shot to #1. Gavin and his band are about to release their 8th studio album, The Kingdom, on July 17th. And today, while we're talking about music, Gavin's also going to share another of his passions, cooking. Hi, Gavin.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay, thanks. You know, just trying to get used to getting prepared for a show and not singing. I'm like,
Singing,
okay.
not singing for your supper.
Not singing for my supper, but, you know, singing to maybe get a job in catering in case it all falls through. You know what I mean?
Look, sounds good to me.
Someone's back up in the kitchen, yeah?
So what are you cooking for us today?
Oh, today, well, I decided that it'd be fun to make an asparagus salad. It's real easy to make, but it's really elevated. So my whole thing is to kind of make stuff that everyone can make, but yeah, it looks, you know, sort of at home. Because I'm a home cook. You know, I've seen on your channel and seen all these professional chefs, and I'm just a home cook. So it's nice to demystify it sometimes for us to do that. Yeah. So asparagus salad. Then I'm gonna make a chicken cacciatore or house chicken chasseur in French, you know, and that's a really nice chicken dish. And it's something I thought I'd make. It's relatively easy. I think it's really easy actually, and it's you can make it again. You can like elevate it by making it super elegant, looking pretty, and just adding in loads of taste profiles in there. You know, so again, it's not out of anyone's reach. And it's sort of what you have going on in your kitchen, but it's really tasty. I might say that.
Well, you're going to have to share with us how it smells in there, since we cannot smell it.
I promise I'm not going to do that thing that everyone says. If you could smell it, I'm not even going to go there, because I've heard it too many times. But so this is where I'm starting the asparagus dish first, which is doing something which, you know, most people at home might not think about too much, which is just to peel it and take away the, you know, the kind of the rough parts on this, you know, on the stem. And what that does is just create a really luscious, I don't know, it's just a nice elevated asparagus. And there's asparagus season, so it's a good thing to do. So yes, and so a couple of things going, and I'm going to serve some rice with it and some pickled cucumbers, because it's nice to have something to go against it all.
Is this one of your signature dishes?
I don't really go for that signature dish thing. I don't know. I'm not sure. People sort of say that I like making it. I don't actually cook that much meat for myself. And, you know, I'm sort of stuck like a dirty vegan. You know, I'm a bit like a dirty vegan because I think that it's really good to find alternative ways to eat. And but my boys, they just insist on the protein.
So they love this meal.
Yeah, they do, and they're sort of, I think they're pleased because my Zuma, my middle son, he was like, "Oh, great, so that's what I'm for lunch then." So that's what it is, and but you know, it's just I find it such a great way to with my boys or with friends, you know, you cook and you create meals together for them. Actually, they don't really help that much. They all say they're going to help. They do bits and pieces, but not that much. But it's real nice to just get this, get around the table. You know, that's where I think it's really a nice energy to it. And breaking bread. Last night we had my son's band, Kingston as a band, and they came to dinner. We were hanging out and all eating together. And I think that's just it's a beautiful way to live. So that's what I do like doing. Yeah.
So where did this love of cooking come from?
I don't really know. I mean, I was lucky enough to grow up in Europe. I grew up in London, and then so I spent some summers where we go to Spain, and from there, driving through France, and you get this sense of like the simplicity of food, but really how tasty it can be. And so like I find myself cooking stuff that I've either had in my past or sort of memories you want to make. And in a way, even though, I mean, I've got to be careful in case I screw up, but I just think that it's such a beautiful thing because it's slightly different to baking in that there's a sort of interpretive side to it, and you can riff on things, you can play on things, and you know, if you read up on this, originally it's a French dish, chicken chasseur, and you can read up on it and how it began and all that stuff. And then you see lots of different approaches to it. It's basically, so a hunter goes out to the, you know, get what he's going to hunt, and he comes back from the forest, and he has his mushrooms, and he picks some tarragon, and they make it work. And it begins with like a brown sauce, Espanol sauce, and which is like a white roux with a demi-glace. So no one around here is going to make. I make sometimes 14-hour demi-glace, but you know, today I was like, no, I don't know if I really got time for that. So I got sort of shorter cuts to make on that, and that's it really. So I'm going to start. The first thing I do is just to shape these up. But they're nice. Nice and nice. Shape these up so they're all uniform, and they look really pretty on the plate when they're all together. That's Pete, as you can see him. He's helping out. Without Pete, I don't know what I would have done, because I was like trying to froth up milk this morning with my son. He wanted some whipped cream, and I was whipping it for ages, putting this coffee on top of this milk or something, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I put a. Do you think I should have put the milk in there?" And I was like, "That was 20 minutes of my life. Of course, it's not going to whip up if you put milk in there." So it's an interesting thing to cook on TV and cook for people like this. But I love it, you know, and I think it's also really important to be a really quite a relaxed cook. You know what I mean? I don't like it when people get too uptight about things. It's just meant to be fun, you know, and it's like an act of servitude. It's an act of love. So I love to cook for people. Makes me happy, and I hope to make them happy. You know what I mean? In turn. Even
when you're whipping milk for 20 minutes, that's a really good dad.
Oh man, I was just like, that was crazy. I meant some icing. Beautiful. So the trick I was going to say about the asparagus, really simple, is to give it a nice look and to make it pretty looking and pretty tasting, but to give it an ice bath, which most people know, but you know, in case people don't, it's just a great way of controlling your cooking, so you keep the really nice, luscious green quality of these beautiful asparagus. They're so beautiful.
Can you push the dish a little bit further so we can see it, or is it not ready to be seen yet?
Oh, and it's just so far it's just asparagus. It's not really anything. So it's gonna be like when I put this in here, for instance, now. We can see. I don't know if you can see. It just looks quite pretty because probably I would do it a little bit more carefully, but it's going to be a beautiful dish. So that goes right in there, like that. Then now I'm going to start on the chicken. Chicken is really simple. I cut up the chicken this morning, a Jidori organic chicken. You know, again, I was going to cut it up on air, and then I just felt weird about it. Like, I don't know. It's like I'm having a weird connection with meat, actually, and I just got to make sure that it's dispatched fine. I'm not squeamish about the meat. I've eaten it my whole life. It's just sometimes we've got to be mindful of the slaughterhouses and that kind of stuff, those kind of issues. I find it's really taxing. And a little bit of pepper on the flesh. So here we go. Perfect. So this is me heating up. You can see the nice hot thing. Now I'm going to brown the chicken. So the first step is browning the chicken. The way I like to see it is just like building everything. So it starts with the chicken in a pretty hot pan. Don't get it too hot. That's life. So we just take a few pieces at a time, and everyone knows don't crowd the pan. You know what I mean? Don't crowd the pan. Everything's out. One. So it's unusual. Like I cook for people in LA, and they say that it's quite unusual to go to dinners where the host cook, you know. And you know, where I'm from, we did that all our lives, even when we were like crazy young and fun going out for days on end. We still have just like really big dinners at my house, like my flat. I share with other people, and we'd make these makeshift like planks of wood, and we get stuff from the local pub to get chairs. We put blankets over the wood so it wouldn't splinter your backside. And then with everyone to come around and eat. And it's just like it's such a great energy when we do that. You know, people love that. People do love that. So now I'm just checking my asparagus to make sure that.
Gavin, sorry to interrupt you, but I think your sound is a little muffled.
It could be my new sound is muffled. As long as my dish is not muffled, I'm okay. But I don't know.
We need to know how to make them.
Yeah. So, sounds muffled. How's that now? Maybe because of this probably. Is it better now?
A little bit more.
Does it sound better now?
Not quite yet.
Okay. Well, I'm not on technical stuff that keeps sound weird. So anyway, the sound is coming out now.
Do you happen to have your own vegetable garden at home?
I have a little herb garden, and that's a beautiful little addition we just made to the house. And it's really fun to be able to go out and to go outside and be able to like pick these herbs. It's very beautiful. I have like lots of all the fun stuff. I still have tarragon, which is ironic because that's originally the basis of this dish. So yeah. How's it sound?
Where do you source your veggies from? Do you go to a farmer's market typically?
There's a place near me called Farm Boy, and I like it. It's a really small, like mom and pop store, and they have great, really nice vegetables. And I like some of the smaller places, but you end up in America, especially having to do all these some supermarkets, you know. But it's good. I think you can turn the camera. Can you bring it this way? You can get it low. Good. Definitely. That's it. Perfect. There we are. So yeah, the farmers market is great, right? Santa Monica farmers market is great. Also the Hollywood one here in LA. So I love that. Go and get from the market. It feels so legit, especially in this crazy time where so many farmers are suffering because so many restaurants being closed. So it's such a difficult time for everyone, right?
A few of the readers here or viewers are saying they still can't hear you. You're still sounding muffled. And they want to hear every word you're saying.
Right. I don't know what to tell you. Is the volume up on it?
Maybe re-aim the mic?
It might be
This theme.
The sound of the kitchen,
Well, there's some eager people here. They want to hear exactly every word.
Oh, I totally get it, and I want to be heard. I like being heard. I like being understood. Is that better?
I think so. Yeah.
So the fact of the reality of cooking is it's got some volume to it. So it's like I don't know what to do. Of course, now this is not a TV studio. This is my house, and I have 3 boys. I don't know if they're even here. I think they just split one out.
No, you're good. Much better.
Yeah, well, it's like that's it's really cooking. It's no joke. So I'm afraid I'm going to go underwater again, but I can speak really loudly. I don't know what to tell you,
So the chicken is in.
So the chicken is in, the asparagus is done, and while that second bit is browning, we get this all away, and they say that clean kitchen, clean food, right? So especially having cooked the chicken. I wanted to wash it slightly quickly. I don't know if any of my chef friends are watching. I hope I'm not screwing up, That's what's beautiful about cooking, is that everyone does have a different way of doing it, different traditions. And if you speak to a French person versus an Italian, they're going to tell you they know the best way of doing everything,
Have you had time for the last few months to perfect any dishes or kind of come up with some new ones?
Tom Waite said the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So I'm always trying to perfect everything that I do with the acknowledgement that I'll never be perfect, and I just want to get better at stuff. You know what I mean? I always say practice makes better, and so I cook all the time. I mean, what I haven't done is pour. I cooked a bit on my Corba, but then I kind of went off that concept. Now the chicken's brown. I'll show you now. Now that will be less volume. Down. Then it's volume down. Now you can hear me much better now. Well, like you see, just browned it off. I don't need to see any of that.
That's great.
So that's now going to sit and wait. So the next step is to let's just actually get rid of some of the little bit of fat. A little bit of fat in there, the oil, take that away. Pull that off. You keep all the special bits in there. So now we put a little bit fresh olive oil in there. Pick it up. Pan's actually super hot. So we just take some shallots, what I chopped earlier. Just do these peppers. I really like these sweet peppers. I like the idea of things that you have. You know what I mean? Regular people like me, we have certain things in our pantries, in our fridges. And as long as every single ingredient has flavor and has a function and looks nice, I think that's what counts,
Are you good at making meals on the fly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the boast, but I can make things, I find what's in the fridge, or if I want to, these, it's interesting because I actually like I'm using shallots, they cook a lot quicker than onions, So I just want to get a little action on those, that tomato, because I think that's nice when there's a little just get a little kiss by the pan, maybe a touch of salt there, and then we're going to follow it. Once we've got a bit of a color on these peppers, you want to just, there's some of it nice. You dine put the shallots in, and dine put some garlic in, each in their own time, you know what I mean? He's so inventive, he's actually getting a microphone to pick me up in here. That's the kind of guy he is, thorough and helpful. Thank you, Pete. Whoa. So I think now there's a little bit of that. So in goes the shallot. Looks like about maybe one shallot going in there now. Going in there now. Butter. And this is the time where you can now bring in some butter, which makes it really French dish. And I don't know, people it's really good to be healthy and mindful about everything, but I think sort of everything in moderation. When you're cooking this, you can, it's Irish butter, and nuclear butter.
How much butter is that you're putting in?
This is how much?
Yeah.
Don't look. Anyone's like, what? Don't look. But like half a stick, just to kind of change up, just to add a little as another area of flavor and to add. We haven't put the garlic in yet. We don't want the garlic to burn. So just cooking this off and not on a too high heat. Yeah. And then that's when people put in like shallots pretty good now. So what I would like to do is do some, well, the basis of, as I say, you know, when you can't make a demi-glace. So this is just a roux. This is just butter and flour cooked to a pale. It's really simple. Same parts, equal flour, equal butter. This is going to thicken the sauce. The sauce has a little bit of a vibe to it, right? I just want to go in there now, and just to get the tomatoes, which I don't like to use tin tomatoes, if I just don't like that end product. I've got some tomato paste, which really gives a really strong flavor of tomatoes without sort of muddying up the sauce. I don't know, sometimes you do it, you know, and it just gets a bit like, too like, is it a sauce? Is it a vegetable? I don't know. So now I've just got this vibe going on here, and oopsie, splashy splash. And now I'm going to deglaze with some. Now that's all the shallots cooked nice. So now we're going to put some wine in here, deglaze it, bring it down by half, and it's not like, you know, I don't know, cup or so of wine.
Does it matter what kind of wine? I mean, what kind of white, obviously?
Well, I use white wine, traditional white wines. This is Chablis. This is dry. I like a dry wine. I wouldn't put sweet wine in a thing, really. I wouldn't, I don't know. Instead of a lollipop, maybe. Put it on a nice lollipop for summer. But no, dry is good. And the thing is, again, like if I have red wine, I don't put red wine in here. I don't really care. Because I cook it down anyway. There's so much flavor here. It's really nice. Everything is about the flavor. And this is the cheeky bit of the, this is a really nice little chicken bouillon, because that acts as the demi-glace. Traditionally, you should use demi-glace, and I didn't have the spare 14 hours to make a demi-glace. This is just veal, you know, roasted veal bones, roasted vegetables, cooked for 14 hours, and it's beautiful. But I get this jar. And I also think people should understand it's nice when you, now that's cooked down really nice. Now it's cooked down and reduced quite a bit. I now got some stock. Here's some stock we made earlier. We infuse the stock back in. Now heat this through, and especially put this in the oven, you know, you've got to make sure that the stock, all this liquid comes up. Because sometimes people do that and then they put it in the oven and it's not, it's a disaster. That's what I like. Because then it's not cooked right. So basically, I'm going to get that stock to come up. Now I think I can, as that stock is coming up, the heat. This is the traditional mushrooms. But you also, like, you don't have mushrooms, don't put them in. But I've got them, so I put them in. It's really traditional to have the mushrooms in there. So I think it's about enough. In there. And then, see how that's doing.
Now, in a perfect world, what kind of wine would you pair this with?
Oh, this would be like a, I mean, my favorite is, would be like a French red, like a Bordeaux, like a Margaux, or Cognac. I like all those French reds. I know they make some really great reds here in California. It was harder to find. They tended to like start out as quite abrasive and sort of heavy tannins that kind of smack you in the face, you know, when you first drink them. It's like they got this idea like, let's put tannins in, let's put so many tannins in. So sometimes they got a bit lost, but now I think they're getting more into it. So here we go. Again, I'm going off piste here, but this is stuff I like. So I like capers not in salt in the brine, capers in brine. And that's just like a little like flavor boost, little golden nuggets of little cheeky parcels, little diamonds of flavor. So I'm putting in there, just adds to it. And I think briny and vinegary, you know, because you're trying to get to all the senses and all the flavors. We've got everything really, right? Everything but we've got sweet from the mirepoix, you've got savory, you've got the umami from the mushrooms, you've got citrusy, briny. You know, the only thing we don't have is bitter, which is a really underrated flavor. But so yeah. That's it.
Now, for a meal like this, would your kids typically make dessert?
No, they just expect it. No. They did the other day. We were making a lot of ice cream. We have been making ice cream. And last night we made a rose. My daughter wants to make rose ice cream. We made some rose ice cream. And now this stock's coming up to boil, which is really, well, to heat, you know. So I don't want to boil the chicken or anything like that. I just don't want like a cold stock. So the only thing is, like, since I was talking, people might think I missed the garlic step, which I did, but never panic in the kitchen. And you can take, I'm just going to do some extra little, take my garlic and just put it in here, just put some off and throw it in there because we're working on flavor. I can turn this off now and like, so we're really close to putting it in. I mean, my last sort of kitchen trip up was to not do the garlic, but as I say, it really doesn't matter because I caught it. It was staring at me. It said, "Why don't you love me anymore?" I said, because everyone loves garlic. In Spain, I learned really early on when they do that thing, they serve like they grill tomato and they just like grill garlic in oil and then serve it. And when I was like growing up, and we didn't have much garlic, you know, when I grew up, and I just couldn't believe it. And I remember my sister Lorraine, she had this boyfriend, Jaume, and he just would sit there, just eat that tomato and be like, I thought it was really bad, and you're like, breath will stink for the rest of your life. And, you know, I was all like that. But it's the most beautiful thing to eat. So I'm in a kind of way, this is an homage to Jaume. I know if my sister's watching, she's a very good cook. All my family cook, actually. Both my sisters are really good cooks. My mum, my dad was an excellent cook. He didn't start out as a cook, but he got there. So we'll just fry that garlic off because we've got to have nice garlic. Crazy mistake, but it was caught. This is real life stuff. So again, I'm going to take the Serignola olives because I think they have really nice brine flavor. They cook and then they look really good. So look, I'm going to put like, don't think. That's about how many, about 6 of them. And then just for manners, just to kind of, you know, keep them looking beautiful and look at that flat on it. And that is good. Garlic goes there. Look, so the garlic I made, don't worry, there's garlic in there. All good. He came in late to the party. We love it. So then, you've got these, and I'm going to put some black olives in here. These are the same type of olives. People got to watch out because they are, got the stone in them, but could use that now. That go in there. So now the last thing is just reintroduce like this. This is how we, we put the chicken, and he is now going to cook the bake in the oven for, you know, I like to put it in for like about 45 minutes to an hour, just to make everything all happen together, you know. It's covered, so it's all it's doing is just like yielding the whole time. You know what I mean? So I do this. Show you how it's going. It's quite heavy as well. So now the last thing I do, I think, yeah, the last thing I do is I'm just going to put some stuff in there. You know, like, so this is oregano. It's beautiful. Like that goes in there. We put some bay leaves. Bay leaves. Okay, bay leaves go in there. I got lemon thyme and French thyme. Ooh. Because you might as well. And the lemon thyme is beautiful because we like the citrus. I know you mind this little bit at the end of citrus. The rosemary is really strong. This is going to go in there. Let me see if I can hold this up so you can see before it goes into the oven what it looks like on the inside. Life on the inside. Let's see.
Oh, that's beautiful.
See?
What a masterpiece.
Well, it's, you know, and I didn't do anything like, I mean, didn't do it that much complex. Hello? Sorry about that. How did that sound come through?
Pretty good.
My face is red.
No, you can't tell at all.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you're good.
Can I have a top? Thank you. So now this is going to go in the oven. Like 350, 325, you know what I mean? About the standard one you put in there. And that's it. There's one there. So how's it going for? How are we doing for time?
We're doing well. Yeah, we're good.
Good. Because now I'm going to do the simple one. I basically want to finish it off. I need to. This is my stuff to finish off the dish when I plate it. I already cooked some carrots because I was just like trying to be organized. So I already cooked some carrots off. Multicolored. They had the stems. They weren't the little ones that baby carrots that we cut earlier. You know, it's not that. That's going to be nice. Now let me just clean all this up. Got to keep a clean kitchen, guys. That's it. That's the vibe. Keep it clean.
So you've mentioned some foods from other countries that you've been to. What is something from the UK, from home, that you need to have on the regular?
On the road?
Yeah, and like with you all the time. What's something that you eat on like every week or every day? Something that reminds you of home.
I would say sharp knife and some Maldon sea salt. That goes a long way. And then wherever you go, I mean, honestly, they have little cookers on the bus. So I do these one-pot dishes, and I've done them. I didn't do it last tour. I haven't been doing it for a while. I can't remember what it was like when I was a tour, actually. So I like to take those and find out what we get on the road. Was that the question? I was doing it.
Oh, it's all good.
So this next thing I want to do for the is just show some garlic. Some garlic here. Thank you. There's something made earlier. Here's a good trick. I want to just make this quick aioli. You know, this is going to go with the asparagus while that's all cooking. So this is going to go with the asparagus. That's a healthy amount of garlic. And we just put some salt on there. Drag it across the board. Make a garlic paste. You know? So yeah, now I was going to talk about this because it's obviously I didn't know how much time I have and how I would fare with time. So I wasn't going to make mayonnaise. It's really easy. You know what I mean? It's like 150 milliliters of groundnut oil with some French mustard and a yolk, and you just keep and you make it happen. So I was thinking about making it, as I do sometimes. But what I've really got into recently is this company, this Veganese, this Follow Your Heart stuff. Because it's really good. I think whenever you can cut out, meat or dairy, is good health-wise. It's good ethically. And so I really favor this mayonnaise that I use, and I use it as the basis of so many things. And it's like basically guilt-free mayonnaise. So here we just make this paste, throw it together like this, some there, in a bowl, in a bowl.
We all need to be healthier right now, so this is good to know.
So I would say over here, you may see I got a gift from Dominique Cran, my friend, who's a 3 Michelin-starred French chef from France, but she's become a friend of mine, and she sent me all these beautiful pickling dishes that she made. So I was like really excited to have them. You probably can't see that's boom. And I love it. So that's all I thought to be out, just in case she would bring me the good luck of a celebrated French chef was somehow watching over me like a guardian angel, because she's a very, very generous and kind person. So I wrote her last night going, oh my God, I suddenly got anxious about cooking today. And she's like, just relax and enjoy your cooking. So I'm following her. All right. What did you say? Hello? Hey.
How
really,
important?
I really am doing it, I really am doing it. So and I can't bear it when it's not clean, because then there's a danger that the food cannot be clean, which is just sort of unacceptable, right? So this is the last bit of it. So simple. So taking that garlic, put a thing, and squeeze some lemon in there, because it's a lemon flavor. Boom. Mix some mayo. This is the mayonnaise. It's legit, but there's no eggs in there. Sentences. So garlic, mayonnaise, lemon. That's pretty good enough. I mean, if you want to put salt in there, I suppose you can. Just in case I break up on that. So we have that.
Did you have time to cook like this while you were making your album?
Well, you know, I cook like this most days.
Really?
Well, when I'm home, because it's just fun, I really like my boys having that experience. And if my boys aren't here, I just have friends around, and people just, it makes everything go around. Food makes the world go around. And it's so disarming to feed people. I'm a total feeder. And so it's just, I grew up with this Malaysian stepmom when I was like 16 or something. And in Malay, they don't have a hello, how are you? They say, hello, have you eaten? That's how they say hello. And I think that's so beautiful. And so I know, caught on that bug. I have that bug. There we are, this plate, beautiful plate. Cloths, and just make sure this looks good. So I can plate up the first dish. I'll do the asparagus while that chicken is happening. So now what I want to do, what do I do first? I know. I finally done that one. Here's one we made earlier. Yes, I said it. Here's one we made earlier. Because we've got to finish the dish. So it's got to come out and rest. And when it rests,
Ooh.
that's the other one, in another pot. It's not a trick. I could show you that.
Wow, that looks delicious.
Right, so, but what I do now, just to warm it through, is to, while things are getting warmer, I just take these carrots, like already pre-cooked, place them in there, really beautiful carrots. Just to get a bit of heat on them. That goes there for the other ones. And I've got these mushrooms. I quite like it when you have things that are cooked and things that aren't cooked. You get a nice crunch or something a bit, so these are uncooked, like these little, I like these little, like bush mushrooms or something, because some Japanese thing, yellow oyster. They look really pretty, so I was going to put them in here once for 10 minutes while it's eating through. Thank you.
I see a lot of people want this recipe. Are you going to be able to give it to us?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Oopsie. Let them rest. So that's all. There we go. So that's all in there. So those mushrooms that have gone in there, the carrots will get the heat up in like 5 minutes because I'll place it in after this. And now I'll put this beautiful asparagus dish together, which again is like, it's nothing complicated, but it's just going to look really pretty. You take these dried tissue. I can't do it alone. Pete has to help me. Poor old Pete. He's a really good photographer. There he is, like he's getting me tissues. Because you don't really want the wet asparagus. That's not very, so elegant. Yeah, it's a little bit like a cocktail. So now it's really simple, this dish. Boom, put them here. Might as well just for a laugh, we'll just here, a little touch of lemon on them, just to shake it up a little bit. Touch of salt, because might as well. And then just plate them up. And then it's asparagus season, so I was trying to get some white ones, Actually, Dominique says some white wines are very beautiful, but here we go. So this dish. Oh, the anticipation. Of course, that way. Please give me a favor. I'm doing these ones. They're a bit long. Take a little bit of the edge off for aesthetics. Actually, too many.
Would you say the kitchen is your kingdom?
No, I say my kitchen is just next to my living room. I like it. It's the kingdom's a different thing, but the kingdom is a place. You know, nice segue into my record. That is really about the kingdom is really about like-minded people.
How so?
Like-minded people, free of spirit, free of mind, free of expression, no racism, homophobia. You know what I mean? Everyone's free and can be themselves, and I think that's a really noble place for us all to live and to be and to love and accept each other. You know, life is about some living and enjoying and learning from other people, their cultures, their ways of life, and not get my my real life, my life. Think, don't. You can do this. You know, you're allowed to do this on your own plate. I always get this so perfect. Now on TV, I don't. So a couple of things here. This is from actually a bit of Aioli. Beautiful. Yeah. So I thought this dill was nice on here. Dill. The first one. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. So there you are, very simple asparagus with an aioli. I can't do a much better marking there, but that's how simple it is. But like you see how it's pretty elegant to just sit and have that with a nice aioli. Pete, it's all yours. He's a vegan, so he can enjoy that.
That's gorgeous presentation. Really well done.
Or you actually should probably leave it all up there. Actually, then I made. I basically took some cucumber and I put that in some rice wine vinegar. I got some black sesame seeds. So I'm just going to put these on top because they're literally pretty. No reason other than that. It is there. And I think it's always really nice to put a little zest of lemon and things, brighten things. Probably might do on the other dish as well. So this is really refreshing. It goes against that grain of that. So that's the next dish. With pickled cucumbers with black sesame and lemon rind. And just for manners, a little squish. Just so the rice wine vinegar has a friend in the acid world, in the citrus world. Boom. That's 1, 2, God, fucking, oh. Well, I was like looking at that terrible mess I made on that thing. Yeah, there you go. There's that. And now I'm going to plate up the, get some rice. Literally, we did make earlier. Cook it with some bay leaves. Thank you. Sometimes when I make dishes on TV, they don't show you what it's going to go with. Should we, where would I put all this stuff and finally do it? Because now I'm going to plate up. The last piece is just to plate up the chicken dish. And, you know, take it from there. So that's the knife. Clean. I love it how they do in Japan, you know what I mean? The way they do all this wiping and cleaning, like sushi chefs. That's one of my favorite things when I go watch them. You know, you go to the sushi bar, is how they just keep everything clean the whole time. And you know, it gets a bit chaos, you know, chaotic when you're cooking like a bunch of dishes. But so here's the dish with the server in. Pick this out. Boom. Now this is the fun bit where we just put it all together. So I'm gonna just get the right tools. One thing I want to do, because I have time. How's my time? We good for time?
Yeah, we're good. We have another 15 minutes.
Oh, fantastic. Let me just do
if
one thing, because everybody. Who's Aioli? Thank you.
And that way we can talk all about your album.
Yeah. Well, you can talk to me now. I'm not like a. I'm not into. I mean, I can discuss it and do this.
Fantastic. So what is the sound like? How does it compare to things that you've done in the past?
It's super heavy. It's super heavy. But I mean, some people think my band's always been heavy. I don't know. It's sort of like a. I don't really know. It fits really well. It's so strange because the first thing was on John Wick was the bullet holes. One was bullet holes, and that had the Race Wars, Star Wars, Planet Wars, Mind Wars lyric in it. So that really fit with the everything that was going on with the Black Lives Matter movement. And then when Flowers on the Grave came out, that was like all about isolation, and you know, and that was a pretty intense connection, and people really felt that, you know, on the. This is bugging me, this other thing. It was bugging me. I've got to do it again. I don't really like it like that. So, we'll do it again. That's the beauty of your own kitchen, right? You can just do what you like. And who cares? Who cares? So yeah, I'm so excited for people to hear it. We didn't know whether it was a good thing to bring it out during this time, you know, because it's been a bit confusing. Do people need new music? You know, what's going on in that regard? And we just all figured out that, you know what, it's great to do it, to bring it out now. And we can't wait. It feels like a long time coming. We seem to make records every 3 years because we tour so much that it seems quite difficult to do them any quicker. And yet we work all the time, you know, so I don't quite understand how that is.
Well, obviously COVID's going to affect any touring schedule for a bit. So do you have any kind of eyes onto what that's going to look like for you next year, maybe?
No, I really don't. I mean, I really don't. I think that that is quite challenging for everyone in every business and in any world. And so, you know, you just sort of are grateful if you have your health and you haven't been compromised in that way. Just to stay healthy is really huge. And I don't know, it's just a very strange time, isn't it? And so it's all about gratitude and understanding and empathy and, you know, being there for other people. And I found so many people, you know, I do these Instagram lives, you know, Saturday, it's called Saturday 10. And it's just amazing, you know, it seems to be the power that people have gotten from just being connected with and just having an energy with me and writing to me and talking. And you just see people we never realize how much we need each other. You know, that's what's so beautiful. We never realize how much we need each other. And that's now become really painfully clear. And I think that's a beautiful side to it. That's the kind of one of the bonus sides. So having this record out is a whole landscape of songs, and emotions and feelings, and you know, that's what I care about. That's my life's passion is emotions. Life's work is like the human condition. That's why it's fully connected to my cooking. You know, I believe in people, and I want people to have a beautiful time, and I connect with people that connect with me, and you know, it's a great symbiosis that we have, and that's it. It's a very beautiful job. I can't believe I still get to do it, but I do somehow. I don't really know how, to be honest, but we still make records that people want to hear, and people come to the shows, and we just have a really beautiful time with our audience and a great connection, you know, with our fan base. You know, it's really where it's at. So.
Is there a track on the Kingdom that you're most excited for your fans to hear?
You know, I do get asked that a lot, but obviously it's a bit like asking a restaurant if there's a dish they want everyone to eat. You know, you want everyone to love you for everything. I mean, being a musician is a slightly needy job. You know, we do like people's TLC and care and attention and love and focus. So. Just being careful here to just get the liquid in, enough liquid. Don't need really the herb stalks. I've got a few mushrooms going. Where are my mushrooms at? Where are my mushrooms at? That's the mushroom. Because you know, we've got the purists, you've got to have some mushroom stuff in there. But don't forget it's all been cooked with it, so you have the flavor as well. And that might be about it, you know, for that one, for this. We've got a dish. But yeah, and playing live, I don't know when that's going to happen again, but I can't wait. Can't wait. We're doing some, I think it's some sort of a live stream.
How many people will that feed?
Well, it's a whole chicken, so 3, 4, you know, people. And, you know, me, I don't really eat chicken, so it's maybe it's my kids.
How fast would they work through that? 1 night, 2 nights?
Oh, 1 night. That's a night. That's a dish. This is their lunch. This is probably their lunch. They're going to have. They're very, very spoiled. They don't know what's happening. They really have no idea. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. So, you know, you can go there. I do like these, and these are just edible flowers. You know, you can get these edible flowers, and you get nicer ones. You know, with the bigger places. This is a nice little touch. I really like these little caper berries because I just like you basically get these little pops of flavor, and I don't do anything with them, and they're different temperature. But that's again, I find that really nice. And different texture, and they crunch, and just, I don't know, makes it fun, makes it an endeavor. I think that actually it's really nice to put a little lemon zest on top, just to spruce it up. Like lemon's like the kind of last little. I made this so many times that and I was tasting it before, so don't worry. Let me just see. Wow, that's spot on. Even if I say so myself. Little finish of salt.
Making us all.
You know what? I'm so fancy. I'm on Haute Living that I got a little Himalayan salt, little pink salt. You know, step it up. So just tiny little touch. And with the skin's an interesting thing because really, when I serve this up, you know, you often take the skin off because it gets a bit, you know, you can do it separately, the meat, and you have a crispy skin, but I don't think it's a crispy skin dish. I'm just not, yeah, but with lemon zest.
That looks amazing.
And I think that's sort of about it. I don't know, I don't think what I could else do, but I think there may be a touch of a few, an homage to the French roots of this, you know, Carême. Antoine Caron, a little bit of lemon thyme, just to kind of, you know what I mean? If you're lucky enough, you get a bit of lemon thyme in there, but it looks nice, a bit of fresh green. And there you are. So that's it. That's my dish.
Yes, hold it up. Oh, gorgeous. I want to reach through and grab it and eat it all.
You're very welcome. Party of mine. Zuma, you want to eat some? You're having it for lunch. Zuma's watching me. So yeah, so let me see if I can I'll put these other things here. Put that there. That is annoying me. I think I made it too runny. That's pissing me off. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's it. I'm going to put it here now for you to see. I don't know if that's a nice area. I'll put it here now, the final kind of... Whoa! The microphone.
Oh no. What happened?
No. This has these sweet pepper that's really, really nice. These little, my kids are used to these like dozy flourishes at the end. They like all that stuff. They don't have any choice. They're so sophisticated because they like, you know, I get, you know, restaurant reviews from my kids. Generally it's good, although the other day I got not a great one from King about a pasta. He said I cooked it too al dente, you know. I cook like I'm in an Italian trattoria, you know. So here we go. Is you got your asparagus. Let me see where you can see. No. All right, we'll tip it. Pete's going to tip it for you. Say thanks to Pete, everyone.
Thanks, Pete. Oh, gorgeous.
So there you are. It's a really shitty, I mean, not, excuse my French, but that is annoying me. But anyway, that's all good. Who cares? I'm not meant to be any good at this. I'm a singer. I'm a musician.
It looks lovely.
I can play guitar better than I can cook. So.
Now your presentation is spot on. It's gorgeous.
So there you go. That's it.
It is really
good. Any other questions?
Yes. So since we only have a few more minutes, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the kingdom and what we can expect from it? And then I'll ask you one final question.
What can you expect from it? It's really going to be, I think that when you had a really long career in music and, you know, we'll be so lucky that you're forgiven for doing a sort of a record that no one cares about. There's no vitality to it. Just trot out a few songs, figure them out on an acoustic guitar, and that might be enough. And then you play the old songs. But we don't really work like that. We don't really work like that. And we want to make a record that's like standalone. If you just got that record, you don't need the catalog. And the beautiful thing is that if you get into that record, then you can discover the whole catalog. And so that's the thing. It's like it's an island. Every record is an island, and this song is one. The kingdom is, you know, the the single itself is super uplifting. And at this time, with all these peaceful protesting going on, and all this outrage of what's going on in terms of Black Lives Matter, that this song is a call to peaceful resolution and a sort of a it's a soundtrack to it. You know, I don't want to kind of get in on it. You know, rock music, I don't know who listens to it, but it definitely fits the times. I don't feel like, oh, I made a record about, you know, I want to make a record about wandering in the hills and finding myself among the evergreens or something like that, or the Everglades, or go to Florida, zipping around. It's like this record is about just trying to exist in this time and going through all the challenges we will go through. And there's some human journeys that we're all on. And so it really feels connected to that and vital. And so I think people will pick up on it because it's really spirited. It's spirited and dark and wide like the ocean.
Well, it sounds like your fans are very, very excited for this album. So
yeah, well, I think there's a lot of excitement, and you know, thank you for having me on because it definitely brings me to a different audience of people that maybe not thinking about me or my music or my cooking. But so through my cooking, I just work my way onto your your place of whatever whatever Haute Living. And thanks for having me.
We're so happy to have you. And I've got one more question,
Sure.
which is, what to you is the greatest luxury in life and why?
Well, am I allowed to say anything, Zuma? So, when I did read that question, I was like, my mind went straight to private jets. It's like private jets, But they are fantastic. I've been on one. It doesn't happen that much anymore, obviously. And but honestly, I know it's a cliche, but it's a cliche because sometimes a cliche is health. And yesterday, my little boy Zuma, he had an accident and he broke his arm, broke his left arm on his bike, and he got a gash in his leg. He's got 5 stitches, and I had to take him in, and he's taken off all his shots, really beat himself up, which is bad enough, except that 2 weeks ago when he first got here from being not here, in 4 hours he fell off a chair and broke his right arm. So now that's just healed. Now he's broke his left arm. So because my kids are all that matter to me, Daisy, Kingston, Zuma, Apollo, their health and health of anyone indeed that I love, you know what I mean? Health is actually the most important thing, because if you're not healthy, you can't be happy. You can't be happy, you ain't got nothing.
100%. And I hope he gets better soon. Poor thing.
Yeah, he's all fixed up, and I doing his dressings this morning, but he's so brave and he's so strong, and I didn't know what would happen. Even the doctor was like, saw him again in the office. It's like, what's going on, Zuma? Are you back again? So he's a really tough kid, and I'd be terrified if any of the other kids had to go through what he went through, because he's by far the toughest.
It sounds like it. If he broke both arms, wow.
Well, no, he broke one arm 2 weeks ago. Oh, 6 weeks ago. What was that? 6 weeks ago, he came back, and within 4 hours, so he just recovered from that. So he's got a splint on it. What do you call it? Brace. Call it the brace, right? So he had the brace on, and basically his right leg is the only thing that's on it. Nothing's happened to his extremity. It's the only extremity that's safe on his body. But he's amazing, and he's just like, we've got the kids motoring. He does his like drugs every 6 hours to kind of bring the pain down, and he's doing fine. I have to remind him to not lean on his broken arm or something like that. But so health, that's the most important thing.
Well, to his speedy recovery, and to you and your whole family staying super healthy during this time. Stay healthy, and thank you so much for joining us and for cooking us this amazing meal that we wish we could eat right now.
Oh, yeah, anytime. And I'll have to figure out and let you know, but it's pretty straightforward, the recipe, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely going to include that, because there's a lot of people that were wanting to make this at home, including myself.
All right.
So,
Okay.
Gavin, thank you so much again for joining us, and we cannot wait for The Kingdom to come out on July 17th.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks again. Bye.